Hey, good morning. I had to take a minute because I'm sitting at this amazing, beautiful river in the Pacific Northwest, and the beauty is so outstanding. I couldn't help but stop and reflect. Um, it's one of those things where I haven't posted anything on any social media, politically or anything, because I feel uncomfortable doing it. And the reason I do is because, you know, well, let me explain why I feel uncomfortable posting anything. When I first started studying crystals and the elements of crystals and the strength and the power that these natural stones have, I really got into what maybe people would call witchcraft. And witchcraft, of course, has a horrible, horrible connotation. People don't understand what witchcraft is. It's not evil. It's not worshiping Satan. It's not casting black spells on people. It really is worshiping the earth and nature, and really revering Mother Earth. And so I really loved that part of it. I also loved the healing part of it with herbs and crystals and things like that, where the original people who were labeled as witches, they were herbalists, and they healed people, and people didn't understand science, they didn't understand medicine, so they thought they were magic, that they were evil devil worshippers, and that's how the whole connotation came about. But even if you guys were into watching Outlander, you could see where she would, because of the knowledge that she had, people didn't understand the knowledge and they accused her of being a witch. So that's kind of how the whole stereotypical witchcraft came about. But it's really worshiping the sun and the moon and the wind and the rain and the oceans and the water and just everything that encompasses being on this earth. So I really started kind of embracing that. But I resented any kind of male influence. And of course, living in a patriarchal society and already being on guard for patriarchy, and that's why I was very hesitant to get involved in any organization that involved men. Mostly because originally it was the women who were the healers. It was the women who knew the herbs, who knew the gardens, who grew the gardens, who made the food for people. The men were not involved in this. And so I felt very tribal about it, right? I felt like, look, this is a woman thing, and I resent men being involved in this. The whole Wiccan movement was started by a man, and there's a lot of nudity and things like that are involved in it. And I'm like, that's a male thing. I don't want to be involved in that. So this is where I come from, right? And so I thought, as a white woman, how dare I say anything or cast an opinion or anything like that? So I've been very hesitant to say anything or to post anything on social media, because I thought, I don't have knowledge, I don't have experience. How dare I say anything about this? But then my daughter pointed out, and she said, the whole idea of empathy is being able to bring up things that have happened in your life and being able to relate to other people's pain because of what you've experienced. And I thought, okay, as a woman, I understand that walking into an elevator by myself is scary, that if there's a man in the elevator, I'll wait for the next elevator because this guy could be the best guy in the world, but I don't know that. And so that frightens me. If I'm walking the street, I am frightened if I see a man coming towards me. So I can understand that fear. I can understand being labeled, being called sweetheart, being called baby, being called darling, all of those connotations that are very demeaning, very, very infantile. And so if I can understand the misogyny and the discrimination that I feel as a woman, I can have empathy for the movement that's going on right now. And I do. So all I can do is feel sorrow, feel empathy, and love. And so I feel comfortable with that kind of emotion and with sharing that on social media. So I applaud all of you that are that are so brave and doing the right thing. And you know, it's hard sometimes because I feel like I'm a loving person and I wouldn't want anyone to judge me. But I do understand white privilege. I do understand, you know, being judged by the clothing that you wear. I mean, that's the only thing I can relate to. I can't relate to being judged by the color of my skin, but I can relate to being judged by sitting in an airport with a Louis Vuitton suitcase and having the people across from me saying, "Hey, can you move your really expensive suitcase off the chair, please?" And I was like, and I said to them, "Well, you know what, my husband just got up to go to the bathroom, and so I'm just holding this seat for him for when him." But they automatically judged me because of the suitcase I had. Okay, that's all you know, so I can have empathy. I can have understanding, and that's the most important thing. So it's a scary world out there, and I have to say I am kind of anxious about what the future holds, but I hope this is a turning point. I don't know. It's very interesting. But anyway, thank you guys for everything that you've posted and everything that you've shared, helping me to better understand what's going on. Okay.